audit is over and the report is here. So we are uncovering everything that we saw, okay, and the things that we have to say and what everybody needs to know about the auditing. Reports comes immediately after the auditing, because as an internal auditor, you have to sit back, look at everything that has gone through that you have audited, and sit back and bring out a report. So an audit without a report is incomplete, because it's from that report that everybody will knows what is the lapses, what you're supposed to do that actually you did not do. Okay, so welcome once again to this channel. Here in this channel, we do lifestyle, okay, self-care tips, and a sprinkle of laughter, and we teach a lot. Anything that comes our way that it's necessary for you to learn, that for you to put into your daily activities, your daily life, we do it in this channel. That is why I am bringing this to you, because I know a lot of my subscribers, a lot of people that are actually watching this video, they're actually business people. Okay, you must not do a big business for you to audit that your business. Yes, it mustn't that big. It mustn't be that it must be an organization before you audit that business. No, even if you're selling foodstuffs, even if you're selling clothing, even if you have just a boutique, okay, then definitely you must have had sales people helping you, or you're doing it by yourself. It is important. Audit is important. If you cannot do it by yourself, you call somebody that has an idea in auditing. It could be in the financial aspect, it could be in the documentation aspect. Yes, we have different types of auditing, okay? It could be in financial aspects, yes, they do it, okay? But mine is in the documentation aspect. That is what I'm actually looking at, okay? So that financial aspect in your business is also very important, very, very important. That is why you shouldn't joke with it. As a business owner, as a small scale business owner, you should not joke about it, okay? If you want to do it yourself, you're going to be biased. Yes, I tell you, you're going to be biased. You need to call somebody that has an idea in auditing, in doing findings, to come over to that your business place to check it very well for you, because you might be having losses. You might be wondering, why am I losing this? Why am I not having profits? So this person will be able, after all the checks, will be able to see the findings and be able to see what you are not doing that is making you not to have profit in that your business. So in this video today, we are going to be looking at the findings, the red flags, and what is going to happen next. What are we going to be improving on in this audit that just finished? All right, so that is the essence of audits, because everything that is not in place, you're not witch hunting anybody. You're not going to anybody's department or anybody's business place to tell the person you are doing wrong. Why are you doing this? You must not do this. You must not do that. No, you're not witch hunting. You're not making the person to feel so little about whatsoever he or she is doing. No, that's not the essence. The essence is to put things in order, put things in the right place, make sure things are working well, make sure that if the person is actually doing business, his financial status is at the right track. If the person is wondering what are the red flags in this business, then the person from this auditing, the person will be able to know the red flags and where to tackle it. Yes, because there are audit questions that will be asked to the person, to the business owner, to the people that are doing the business, your sales girls, or in your department if it is an organization. There are critical questions that will be asked. Okay, for example, if you have a business, you're in an organization or your personal business, you need a policy, you need a procedure, you need an objective. What is your aim of this business? Why are you doing this business? Where do you want to see this your business in the next 5 years? Yes. What are your plans for this business? What have you put in place for this business to be able to scale through? How many number of staffs do you want to put in place for this business to work out? What are the responsibilities? What are the job description of anybody you want to employ in this business? Are you seeing why auditing is very important? Because these are the questions that we are going to be asking you. Yes, these are the questions. Okay, so you should know these things. You should have these things so your business will be able to go on well systematically and come out very well, and you having your profits. It's not about you going to go and have a fast food. It's not about you being a social media person and they are paying you and you are just squandering the money. No, you put it into a business and you checkmate this business. That is why in auditing we'll ask you for a checklist. In every aspect of your business, you're going to see us telling you what is your checklist. How do you want to improve in this aspect? What is the performance? We are so particular about performance. Yes, because that is where the result is. So we make you to have checklists. Okay, so in case you have a difficulty, like what is she talking about checklist? Please just go to chat. Go to chat and ask chat. I want a checklist to checkmate me in this kind of business I am doing. Just put it in there and bring it out. And you see the checklist, you see where the performance is, where the corrective place is supposed to be, where you're making mistakes. They will ask you questions and you just be ticking it. Okay, noting those things down and taking corrective plans towards it. All right, so in this audit that I actually just finished in this organization, actually went to each of the departments. I saw the findings. I did my findings and I had to come and put them together. All right, I had to put them together. Putting them together is I'm going to return it back to them so they will see the findings. They will see like the corrective aspects that they are supposed to correct, and they will also see what they have to do next. All right, so I'd already give them a pre-information of your red flags. These are your red flags. You know, when I went, the first thing I noticed in each of the departments, one, you're supposed to have a procedure. You're supposed to have an objective of that department. You're supposed to have a plan. How will that department excel in the next, you give yourself time frame, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. This is where I want to see the department. This is where I want to see my department to be. This is what I want my department to achieve. This is what I want my business to achieve in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, okay? So what did I say is the first thing you should have? You should have your procedures as a business owner, as a department. You should have your objectives. You should have your plan, okay? So these things will guide you. How is the business running? From where to where? Who is the head? Who is the, not definitely tail? Who is the, let's say, the last staff? What is the last staff doing? What is the procedures? How is it moving? How is the lifestyle of the business? How is the circle lifestyle of the business? How is it roaming around? How is it going around? I don't know if you understand what I am actually saying. So findings, the findings I found here is most of them did not have objective. They did not have a clear procedure, a clear policy. Yes, that business has to have a policy too. A clear policy. What are your policy? What do you want to see in your policy? Okay? So in a policy, what do you want to see in a policy? Policy, you should be able to have your scope. Okay? You should be able to say, this is what I want to see in this department. Procedures of that business. What is procedures? Procedures include the purpose, okay? So in the purpose, you will say, what is the purpose of this business? Why am I doing this business? What do I want to achieve in this business? Okay, what are the specific things I want to achieve? All right, okay, if you're selling something, what are the cost effects of this thing I want to go into? What are the requirements? What are the things do I need to have this material, to have these goods to be able to sell? Okay, so why am I having that? That's like a purpose. You have a purpose. Okay, so now the scope is about the activities. What is the activities? What are the things that I will now do to be able to have that materials to be able to do that business? Okay, for example, you want to sell clothes, you want to go into clothes selling. Okay, you now know that, okay, that these goods and services I want to buy, what is the cost that I'm going to put into it? What is the cost effect? If I put this cost, if I sell it like this, what is going to be my profit? All right, are you seeing it? Now your scope now is going to be, what are the requirements? Have I verified what it will take me, okay, to be able to get that material that I want to use for this business? For example, how do I get my suppliers? If you want to sell clothes, how do I get my suppliers? How do I get the manufacturers of that item? Do you understand me? How do I get the manufacturer of that items? Because if you buy directly from the manufacturers, your cost price is going to be fair. It's going to be cheaper for you. So when you buy it from the direct sale, from the direct manufacturer, you will be able to know the cost, your percentage, we call it markup. The markup, that's the percentage you're going to add on top to be able to have your profits. After you finish doing all the transportation, all the expenditure, you now do a markup for your profits. Do you understand me? Now, even still in that scope, that is why you should have a scope, you should have a purpose, you should have a scope. Even in that scope, you'll be able to like know that, okay, how am I going to evaluate myself? Evaluation. What is evaluation? When you start up the business, how am I going to know if I'm selling? Okay, if I'm doing this, you understand? That is why you should evaluate your performance. All these documents are available. It's not difficult. You can, if you don't have money to pay for an auditor to come and audit your business, you could start by yourself. Go to charts. Put, how am I going to evaluate myself? This business. Put the name of the business, okay? Put it, and a chart will give you a questions that you'll be able to use to evaluate your performance, the performance of that business. See, nowadays is not the days you do business and you just go and sleep. You don't checkmate your business. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Okay, so now from that scope, okay, you can also verify the kind of goods, the kind of quality of goods that you're going to purchase. You put all these things down because it's going to help you. All right, now I'm just trying to explain the procedure because somebody might say the English is too much, the terms, the terminology is too much. Procedures, I'm hearing objective. What is she even talking about? So I'm trying to break down the procedures for you. So still in that procedures, you have your responsibilities. You have people that are responsible. If you're a big business person, that is where your roles comes in. That is who does this, who approves this, who makes sure that they give out money to be able to go and buy the material when the one you have is finished. So that's when you have maybe the manager, the sales girls, the director, you arrange it till the last staff in that company or in that business. All right. So yes, so in that procedure too, that is what keeps you going. All right. You also have your book record keeping. You state everything. Just procedure is a body of how the business is going to run. Because you have a bookkeeping, how your sales goes, how your sales comes in. All right. So that was just an explanation of procedure. So let me go ahead in my findings. All right. So I now found out that in some departments, there are some documents that they don't have. So it was my responsibility as an internal auditor. I need to help the company I'm working with. I need to like talk to them and like, this is what I notice you don't have. Okay. I have to advise them. You should have this. Oh, I even went further to tell them how they should be able to source for these materials, how they should be able to get these materials. Okay. Now, I saw the red flags of not having some specific crucial documents. Yeah. And I like, okay, so you have to be checklisting what you're doing in the department, okay? Like for example, also my department is actually more of procurement department. I do a lot with suppliers. Now, in that aspect, I need to checklist my suppliers. I need to do performance check for these suppliers. Whenever I tell them, give us this, do they do it in time, at the right price, at the right quality? I don't know if you understand. So, that's what you call suppliers performance form. I have that form that I have these questions written on it. All I do is I check it. Is this supplier compliant to safety? Are they compliant to quality? Are they compliant to environment? Are they compliant? That checklist helps me. And I now have I see their lapses there. Now, I now ask myself, how do I want my suppliers to improve? That is another one. They call that one suppliers improvement plan. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing why these things are important? Now, I'm trying to checkmate my suppliers that are actually working directly with me. And I'm also checking how they can improve in what they are doing. Because some of them might not know. Some of them might not be so educated to know that, okay, they're not doing the right thing at the right time. Also, I have also a contract that I give to them and like, this is the deadline of when I want you to give me these items. This is the deadline when I want you to do this and do that. That is why each of the departments has to be audited and has to make sure that they have these documents available in their department. So I actually saw the red flags, as I said, a lot of documents was not there. So which I actually talked to them. I'm already receiving the documents. I'm already receiving it and arranging it and working it out for them. So you see that the departments are actually implementing the ISO standard, implementing the integrated management system of making sure that documentation is of standard. It involves quality, it involves environment, it involves QHSE, quality, health, safety, environment, QHSE. So if you're having a multinational company, you're working in a multinational company, you're working in an organization, you have your own business, you could also make it your audit in a smaller way, in a smaller form. It might not be in a big way, okay? But if you're in a big company, you need to think about this because this is how you checkmate the documentation of each of the departments in your organization. Not just that alone, these documents are also controlled. I was explaining it to my colleague in my previous video. Just go down my previous video before this. You will see me explaining to my colleague how we control this document. Why do we control this document? We control this document because we want to track, we want to come back to track, to trace the document. When I am not on seat anymore here, someone else that is coming will be able to track the document, will be able to trace wheresoever these documents are. Why? Because they have a number. Because they have a controlled number already. This is a control number. Okay? This is how we control it. We give it a document number because the document number is already there. So we now have another master list where we spell out all these documents name and the document number. So if I am not here today, this is why This is very important because any staff can always leave, but your documents are in your system and in your archive. It was controlled. So somebody can trace it through this document number and trace where the document is and go and pick it up and knows that this department actually had these documents instead of repeating, coming back to repeating, rather doing a revised standard of that document if they want to update it with new lines of information in that document, instead of going ahead starting all over again because one person left your company. You just became frustrated. You just see yourself being frustrated because you don't know where to start with. This is because you did not have a good document archive, a good document control. You did not have it. That is why you need to think about auditing. You audit your financial aspects, audit your accounting section, audit your documentation section. Very important. Very important. That is where you see loops. You see a lot of loopholes. You see a lot that your money in that business is siphoned, is having legs, is running away. So if you have the right documents at the right timing, I bet you will have a stress-free business. So once in a while, you could do it once in a year. You could do it twice in a year. I think once in a year is fine if you're actually inviting somebody to come in because you might pay the person. But to you yourself, please, can you be doing it quarterly or by yearly? You can be doing it in 3 months time. No, quarter is 4 months. In 4 months time, okay, that's 3 times in a year. Or you do it 2 times in a year by yearly. That's 6 months. You can do that within yourself before you now can call somebody, an outsider, to come. Maybe you can do it once in a year. If you're buoyant enough, you have the money, you can go ahead to do your auditing 2 times in a year. Please don't allow that business to just be there. If you have a fast food, audit your fast food. Audit it. Food companies, food eateries, they have their own certification. They have it. They don't joke with quality. They don't joke with safety. They don't joke with food lapses, because if you don't take care of your food, the way you cook your food, the environment neat, is safety conscious being checked, as in is fire not going to burn somebody. If you have all this, man, your food business will sell. Your food business will become professional. You don't do it in a local way. No, don't do it in a local way. Do it professionally, where you have all these documents, you have all these things in place. All right. So audit is something that can never be overemphasized. Now, I was saying I'm going to be talking about my findings, which I've said that a lot of documents was actually not found. I asked questions. I gave them the title of the kind of documents I want, but I couldn't see some. So I told them, work on this document, work on this, and I gave them a clue of how to get this document, how to have this idea to be able to work on this document. Okay. Secondly, I found red flags. Red flags are, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? Okay, so it will help you to get red flags. Okay, in the financial aspect, you could see a red flag of why your money is not always complete, why your money is always having legs to run away, why you don't have gain, is either losses all the time. This will help you. This will help you. Okay, so lastly, as what happens next, as I said, I gave them a heads up of them to work on those documents, which yesterday I started getting the documents. It was coming to me through emails. Okay, and just for me to look at it, and what I'm going to do next is to control it by giving it a document number and that's controlling it, giving a document number and then registering the number in the system for me to know that that number is just for that document. Okay, so what happens next is what I told them to do, and they're already doing it. They're already copying. They're already how do I put it? Already obeying. Yes, they have to, because it's part of the criteria of the organization. Is that part of the criteria of that business? All right. So don't you forget this, because it's very important. You might say I'm talking too much. You want to scroll, you don't want to watch the video to the end, but I know that you're going to learn something from this video. Just look at it, sit down, listen to it critically. You will learn. Yes, because if you don't have a business today, you will have a business tomorrow. You cannot work for somebody forever. Seriously, you cannot do that 9 to 5 work forever. Definitely you will have your own business. So how are you going to carry that business along? How are you going to make that business to go forward, for you to make sales, for you to have profit? Even if you're a social media person, what are your procedures? What are your objectives? How do you get your content topics? You need to create a calendar. Do you know that there is a content calendar? Do you know that you can create a content calendar for the whole month? All you need to do is like, what am I doing today? You go to the date, you go to the hours. What is it a vlog? Okay, is it a just a short video? Is it a lifestyle? Is it this? You will just look at it. Okay, how am I doing it? Am I doing it through graphics? Is it a video? Is it meme? Do you understand? You will list it there. That's what they call content calendar. You see what objective procedures are, your planning. This is what I'm talking about. So when you audit your business, you will see that you're supposed to have all these things in place. Even as a social media person, a content creator, you need to audit yourself. Do you have a content creation calendar? Do you have it? Do you know you're supposed to have it? And you're supposed to create it for a full 1 month. If you have the strength, you go ahead to make it for the full 3 months. It's just that you'll be looking at it and you'll be seeing what is trending and be updating your system, be updating your calendar to what is trending. Are you seeing that objective procedures, core policies are important in whatsoever business you are doing, in whatever organization you find yourself, in that your department that you are working in? Do you have an objective? Does it have a department policy? Do you have procedures? Do you? These are the things that will guide you. What are your plans for the next 6 months, next one year? What are your objectives? What is your time frame? So if you're the head of that department, you need to sit up. You need to do a departmental audit, even without the company says you should do it. You as the head of that department, pick it up. Yes, take it up and start to go to chat, ask what is an audit question, ask for audit questions for documentation, departmental audits. Put the name of your department in there, put what you do in there, let them give you questions. Sit down, call your colleagues in that department. I am giving you a secret. Call them and tell them, are we doing it? What is our plan for the next 6 months? What is our plans for the next 1 year? What have we achieved in these 2 months, in these 3 months? What is our goal? What is our plan? Please make sure that your plan, your goal, your objective is corresponding with the policy of the company, with the policy of the business. Please let your own departmental objective be in collaboration with the objective of the company. All you need to do, pick up the objective of the company. As a department, what can procurement department do to make this objective come true in this company? Dear, if you do this, your next appraisal will be a top notch. Your next appraisal in that department will be a win-win. Seriously, try me. Try all this that I've said. and come back to my comment section to say I did it and it was perfect and my appraisal and evaluation was awesome. So guys, thank you so much as I go ahead with my audit report, trying to conclude with the reports my colleagues have sent to me. I want to check it out and know that each of the departments are actually implementing the right thing for a greater and a good result. Thank you so much for watching this video to this moment. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow this girl's channel because the girl, she gets plenty things to deliver to you. Alright guys, stay tuned for my next video. And if you've not subscribed, that's what I'm saying. Click on the button, click on the bell. It's actually for free. Yes, it's for free. So click up the bell so whenever I post my videos, it will just appear at your notification tag and you will see it. Then what will you do next? Please run to this girl's channel. Thank you so much for staying on to this morning. I love you so much. I love you so much.